All right, let's get into it. Every once in a while, a movie comes along with a plot so gloriously, absolutely unhinged, you just have to break it down. Today, we're explaining the wild, sprawling, and truly bizarre story of a sci-fi epic that's got moon Nazis, a cult that worships Steve Jobs, and reptilian historical figures. Seriously, let's go. And that line right there, it just perfectly sets the tone, doesn't it? We meet our hero, Obi, who's this super smart mechanic living on humanity's last hope. Her introduction tells you everything you need to know. This story knows exactly what it is, and we are all in for a very, very strange ride. So here's the thing you have to understand. This isn't our world. This is a universe where the moon Nazis from the first film basically won. They triggered a nuclear apocalypse that just completely wiped out Earth, forcing the last few human survivors to run to the only place left, the Nazis' old, abandoned moon base. And that brings us to the first part of our story. What has life actually become for the last scraps of humanity, decades after the end of the world? And let me tell you, it is not a paradise. You gotta picture this. Their whole existence is just unbelievably precarious. The base is literally falling apart around them. There are way too many people, not enough supplies, and the life support is pretty much held together with duct tape and hope by our hero, Obi. It is a total pressure cooker just waiting to explode. And just to make things weirder, the folks in charge are this bizarre cult. They're called the Jobsists. And yeah, they worship Steve Jobs. They enforce this super rigid closed system where any change from the default settings is basically heresy. It's a hilarious and honestly kind of brilliant takedown of tech culture. And this line, it just perfectly captures their whole deal. Individuality is a crime. You know, customizing your phone, being a power user, that's treated like a serious moral failing. They demand total conformity, right down to the ringtones and wallpapers on your phone. So what happens if you break their rules? While the punishment is swift, it's brutal, and it's perfectly on brand for a tech cult. They brick you. And yeah, that means they remotely destroy your device. And in a pretty gruesome twist, your head goes right along with it. A really chilling way to keep people in line. So everything is barely holding together, and then this happens. Just when everyone thought they were the last humans left in the entire universe, something totally unexpected shows up from the dead planet they left behind. Out of nowhere, this beat-up, ramshackle ship appears. It literally looks like it was, quote, covered in glue and rolled through a junkyard. It's piloted by a tough-as-nails Russian woman named Sasha, and she's brought a small group of other survivors she found in the ruins of Earth. And this arrival just immediately pushes the entire moon base right to its breaking point. I mean, you can see how this throws a massive wrench in the works, right? They were already struggling with supplies and falling apart tech. Now you're adding more mouths to feed and another broken down ship to the mix. It's a crisis that could doom them all. And like any good story, this crisis forces our heroes into an absolutely desperate, almost unbelievable quest. The solution to all their problems, it turns out, isn't on the moon, it's deep inside the Earth itself. So in a pretty shocking twist, Obi finds out the original Moon Führer is still alive. He's been hiding this whole time. And he offers her a deal, a mythical energy source that can save the moon base and also cure her dying mother. He tells her about this thing called Vril. It's basically the ultimate sci-fi cure-all. It's this pure energy that can grant eternal life, power starships, it can fix everything. But of course, there's a catch. It's hidden in Agartha, a legendary city at the center of a hollow Earth, and it's guarded by a less than friendly race. So here's the plan he lays out, and you gotta hear this. It sounds kinda simple when you list it out, but every single step is completely insane. They have to fly a junker ship to a mythical hole in Antarctica, travel through a prehistoric world, find a lost city, and then steal the literal Holy Grail. No big deal, right? So Obi, Sasha, and a few others set off on this impossible mission. They make their way to the center of the Earth, and what they find running the showdown there is, well, it's something else. So you've got them leaving this dark, decaying moon base, flying over a dead Earth, and then dropping into this vibrant, prehistoric world deep underground, complete with a tiny sun and actual dinosaurs. It's this classic pulp adventure, and believe me, it only gets weirder when they finally reach the city of Agartha. Okay, so who are these Vril, the guardians of this magic energy source? Well, get ready for this. They are a race of shape-shifting reptilians, and they've been masquerading as some of the most infamous and influential people in human history. Yep, that is Adolf Hitler, Caligula, Mark Zuckerberg, and Osama bin Laden, all just casually sitting around a dinner table. So, with a leadership council like that, you just know the plan to steal the Grail is going to get complicated. Let's get to the heist. Okay, this might be my favorite part of the whole movie. The Jobsist leader, Donald, actually confronts the reptilian Hitler and tries to trap him by getting him to sign a wholly end-user license agreement. His whole argument is that no one ever reads the fine print. And while Hitler is totally distracted by all this corporate jargon, Obi and Sasha make a run for the Grail. Of course, the escape does not go smoothly. When Obi asks what happened to the crew members who got captured, the answer is so brutally, hilariously direct. The reptilian Hitler just ate them. It perfectly sums up the dark, absurd humor that just runs through this entire film. So, our surviving heroes escape with the Grail, they race back to the moon, hoping they can finally save everyone. But the story isn't over yet. There's one more twist, one final betrayal they have to get through. And it all comes crashing down. Turns out the Moon Fuhrer was playing them the whole time. He just wanted the Grail to make himself immortal. During their big fight, the base finally gives out and starts to collapse. In a final, heroic act, Obi's mother sacrifices herself to stop the Fuhrer, giving the last survivors just enough time to escape on Sasha's ship. And their destination is Mars. But here's the real kicker. This journey isn't going to take a few weeks or months. It's going to take an estimated 80 years. Not 8 months, 80 years. It's a multi-generational voyage, a true last-ditch effort for the survival of the human race. Which leaves us with this final thought. They've managed to escape one broken, tyrannical society after another. So the question is, after going through all of this, can they finally get it right? Or is that cycle of power and conflict just doomed to start all over again on a new world?